Hi, Jason Wells here with the Wells Realty and Law Groups. I want to talk today about the fiscal cliff, more specifically how it relates to all of us here in Arizona. As I've gone through what there is that will impact everyone with the fiscal cliff, I believe there are 5 main things to be aware of in Arizona that employers and employees and moms and dads and everyone need to be aware of. The first is the payroll tax cut that's going to expire. Currently, 4.2% is withheld from every check that you receive, about whatever that equates to. Going forward, after we go over the fiscal cliff, that's going to increase 2%, which doesn't seem like a big deal. It's going to increase 2% to 6.2% of every check you receive will not be coming home. The second thing is the marriage tax. Now, the marriage tax is what we get for our standard deduction. If you're not going to itemize, you can take a standard deduction. This year, that standard deduction for those who are married filing jointly is $11,900. For an individual filing by themselves who's not married or married filing separately, it's $5,950. What that means is the marriage deduction, standard deduction, is twice that of a single deduction. Seems fair, there's 2. Going forward, it's actually going to roll back to previous year standards, which is about, you get to take 167% of a single person's. So you're going to get 33% less of a deduction if you're married. What that means is next year it's projected to be $12,200 that you get to take as your standard deduction. However, you're only going to be able to take $10,150 of that. So that's going to be a loss of about $2,000 for you. The third is the child tax credit. The child tax credit, which currently gives you $1,000 as a credit, which is an immediate $1,000 back to you, for every dependent that you have. So for every dependent you have in your home, every child you have, you get to take $1,000 deduction. Going forward, in 2013 and beyond, that's going to reduce to only $500 per child. The fourth thing is the mortgage interest deduction. Now, this is one of the most closely guarded and protected deductions there is. It's been around for nearly 100 years or so. What it does, it allows you as a homeowner to take the full deduction of all amount of interest that you've paid and reduce your taxable income by that. Going forward in 2013, we go over that cliff, you can't take that deduction any longer. Now, a lot of people say there's no way that's going to happen. I sure hope they're right. I know that there's plenty of groups such as the National Association of Realtors who are pushing really hard to make sure that that doesn't happen. And that's sort of a sacrosanct deduction in the tax code that I do expect to see get extended. But right now, it's part of the fiscal cliff that's going to go away if something doesn't change. Now, the fifth thing to be aware of is the income tax. Now, the income tax brackets for all people is going to increase. The minimum amount that a tax bracket is going to increase for someone is going to be 3%. Everyone's going to have between a 3 and 5%. And in Arizona, the median household income for a family of 4 is almost $66,000. It's $65,937. With everything in place right now, as far as the increase in the tax as it is, what it'll equate to is an additional $3,049 going out the door. That's about $250 a month. You think $3,000, an additional $3,000 going out the tax isn't really that big a deal. When you equate it to $250 a month, that can make a big impact on a family of 4 with a median income of $66,000. So the impacts here on Arizona are serious. We need to make sure that we are budgeting, that we are watching out what we need to do, that we are talking to the right people, whether that be an attorney such as myself and my business partner, whether it be realtors in terms of what you should do, whether you should be buying, whether you should be selling, what you need to be looking at doing. That's something also I can help you with. You need to talk to a CPA You should talk to a financial planner. These are important people that we also have resources to that we can hook you up with if you don't have connections to one who is solid and understands this fiscal cliff that we can recommend. I'm Jason Wells. Thanks for watching. And remember, at Wells Realty and Law Groups, we do what agents can't.